What does it feel like when the person you love most forgets one of your most treasured memories? Sometimes, heartbreak opens the door for magic and teaches us how much love can grow when we least expect it. Has someone ever forgotten an important date in your life? The smell of garlic bread fills the kitchen. I'm busy lighting candles, smoothing the tablecloth, smiling at the little faded concert ticket tucked next to my plate. The clock ticks loud. My nerves buzz with hope. Jake walks in, dropping his work bag near the door. Rain hits the window behind him. He loosens his tie and grins. Hey, something smells amazing. I lift the lid on the pasta. Figured we could do something nice tonight. It's a special day, you know. He shrugs off his jacket, hangs it on the chair, and pours 2 glasses of sparkling water. Thursday's the new Friday, right? I hesitate, heart thumping. Jake, do you remember what we were doing 7 years ago tonight? He sets the glasses on the table, then stops. His brow wrinkles. 7 years ago. He chuckles. Was that the movie at the old theater? I shake my head, voice soft. Number, not the theater. He frowns, thinking hard. Was it that Italian place downtown? With weird music? And you got spaghetti in your hair. I smile, but it fades. That was your birthday. This was different. It was our first date. He laughs. Right. That's what I meant. The burger place. I look down, pressing my palm over the old concert ticket. Actually, it was Tony's Diner. You picked me up in your beat-up truck. We got chocolate milkshakes and went to that tiny concert after. Remember the daisy I tucked behind my ear? He rubs his chin, embarrassed. Wow, you really remember all that? I force a little laugh. Yeah, I do. Dinner goes quiet. Jake's phone buzzes. He checks a message, and I push noodles around my plate. The candles flicker, but don't quite warm the space between us. After dinner, Jake puts his dishes in the sink. He leans over to kiss my temple. Sorry, I'm just fried today. Love you, Em. Love you too, I whisper as he heads to the living room, grabbing his laptop. I find myself upstairs, alone, with a photo album on my lap. My fingers trace the old picture of us. Jake's arm around my shoulders, my young face glowing with a stray daisy and possibility. Tucked in the sleeve, the pressed yellow flower still sleeps against its wax paper. I wish I could tell him how much one memory means. Downstairs, I hear TV noise and muted laughter. I close the album and pull my knees to my chest, trying not to feel silly for caring. It's just a date, but to me, it was the moment we started something that changed everything. I stare at the ceiling as Jake switches off lights, the house falling into shadows. I wonder if I'm the only one who saves these pieces. Concert tickets, flowers, moments. The only one afraid that someday we'll forget something that used to matter so much. Have you ever watched someone you love forget a moment that meant the world to you? Did you speak up or stay silent? Tell me how you handled it, the little ways you held on. I close my eyes. The photo album waits beside me, pages ready to open. But for now, I'm still not sure if our first night together matters to anyone but me. The school bell rings, echoing down the hallway, but I barely hear it. I hand back graded quizzes, smile at a parent in the lobby, nod at 2 colleagues by the lockers. My mind drifts in and out, never fully here. I glance at my phone twice between classes, wishing for a message from Jake. It's just a string of missed work calls and an old photo I can't delete. At home, dishes pile in the sink. I heat chicken nuggets for dinner, barely tasting the food, my head heavy with memories. Jake eats between emails, phone propped beside his plate, typing with one hand. He doesn't notice that I haven't touched my fork. What time's your meeting tomorrow? He asks without looking up. 8. I answer. You? He doesn't even hear me. Sorry. What did you say? I let it go. The table is quiet, TV noise humming faintly from the living room. I clear Jake's plate and stack it on mine, wondering when anniversary stopped meaning much to anyone but me. Work passes in a fog. I stare at reports, fix bulletin boards, answer emails. In the break room, I almost spilled my coffee. I see a coworker doodle a heart on her planner and feel a sharp pang of something missing. I miss ordinary magic, those silly inside jokes and small touches with Jake. Now, even inside my own house, I feel like a ghost. My phone buzzes. Sarah's name lights up the screen. Meet me for coffee, she texts. I write yes before I can talk myself out of it. The coffee shop is warm, muggy from the rain outside. Sarah's already there, her hair wild from the weather, 2 drinks waiting. She gives me a long, searching look. You look tired. Where's the spark, Em? I shrug, stirring my coffee for too long. You ever feel like you're living with someone, but you're the only one remembering your life together? She nods. All the time. I sigh. Jake really forgot our first date. I know he's busy, but it's like he let go of our start. I keep thinking about the little details. The diner, the yellow daisy, that dumb concert ticket. And he gets them all confused. Makes me feel invisible. I press my fingers to my eyes. I feel like I'm losing little pieces of myself, one by one. Like no one's holding memories with me anymore. Sarah takes my hand across the table. You're not crazy, Em. Those things matter. You shouldn't feel bad just because you still care. I bite my lip. I want to tell him, but I'm scared I'll sound needy or childish. It's just a date, right? Her eyes are kind, but firm. It's more than a date. It's your story. If Jake can listen to a client for hours, he can listen to you for 5 minutes. Tell him how it made you feel. I purse my lips. What if he still doesn't get it? What if it makes things worse? That's not your job, Sarah says, squeezing my hand. Your job is to be honest. His is to listen. If you never say anything, you'll regret it. I know I did with Ben. I kept quiet so long, I nearly disappeared. The coffee goes cold between us. She jokes about work, and I laugh, but there's a ragged edge to it. My sadness sits in my chest, like a stone. Later that night, Jake comes in late, damp from the rain. His hair is messy. He rubs his eyes, drops his keys, and asks me about a grocery list. We're out of milk, right? He mumbles, barely looking up from his phone. I nod, half hoping he'll notice how quiet I am, but he just scrolls through his texts. After he heads to bed, I pull on my old sweatshirt and slip outside. The porch is cold, but I need the air. Rain streaks the window. My phone buzzes with Sarah's supportive messages. She wants me to speak up. I stare at it, then set it aside. The rain blurs the world outside, everything muted, slower, softer. I wonder when loving someone started to hurt more than help. Wonder if Jake will ever notice he's losing me. Piece by piece, every time he forgets the little things. Have you ever felt invisible to someone you love? How did you handle it? And what do you wish you'd said that might have changed things? Tell me in the comments. Sometimes all we need is to know we're not the only ones holding on. Jake walks in, drops his bag by the door, and disappears into the home office. He doesn't say hi, doesn't ask about my day. I hear him typing, clicking his mouse, shutting the world out the way he always does when he starts to slip into work mode. I stand in the kitchen, hands wet with dish soap, heart still heavy with yesterday's silence. The dinner table's already set. Emma's famous chicken and mashed potatoes. His favorite. He used to say it reminded him of his grandmother. Lately, I'm not sure he even notices what's on the plate. Avery hums a little song as she sets her cup down. Daddy's not coming to dinner again. He's just finishing something up, I say quickly, trying to smile. He'll be out soon, but he isn't. Dinner is quiet. I ask Avery about school. She tells me they painted birdhouses. I laugh at her messy hands and paint-streaked sleeves. I glance toward the hallway, waiting for Jake's footsteps. They don't come. Later that night, I knock at his office door. "Hey," I say, just loud enough. "I thought maybe we could watch something tonight." He pulls off his headset. "Oh, I still have some work emails to answer. Maybe tomorrow?" His reply is fast, but not unkind, just practiced. I try again. "It's been a while since we've done anything, just us." He glances down, already typing. "Yeah, soon, okay?" I nod and step back. "Okay." I close the door softly. Soon never seems to come lately. Each night, Jake stays up answering emails, and I sit alone in the living room, the room we used to fill with laughter. Now it's quiet. One candle burns on the coffee table. It started as something simple, something warm. It's become a habit, soft light in a room that once held something more. I try to reach him in small ways. I text him old selfies, clingy in the best kind of way. I leave a sticky note on his keyboard that says, "Lunch date this weekend?" He replies, "Maybe. Things are packed right now." The maybe echoes. On Saturday, I ask if he wants to go for a walk. Just around the block. Same trail we used to take with hot coffee in hand, pretending to name clouds like kids. "Let's go Sunday," he says, eyes on his laptop. "Lunch on the porch," I offer. "I'll make grilled cheese." "I already ate," he answers, barely noticing the plate I'd already started. It's not that he's cruel. It's just that he's not really with me anymore. And I can't figure out what I did to make him stop reaching back. One night, I sit across from him at dinner. Avery's at a sleepover. We're alone, for once. But the silence is unbearable. He asks how school's going. I give a short answer. He nods, then goes back to his phone. I sip my tea slowly. "Jake, do you feel like we've changed?" He doesn't look up. "We've been busy, Emma. It's normal." "That's not what I asked," I whisper. A long pause. His screen reflects in his glasses. "We're fine," he says quickly. I doubt either of us believes that. Later that night, I light the same candle again. Watch the flame move in slow, soft circles. I remember when he used to sit here beside me, legs touching mine under the blanket we still keep folded on the back of the couch. The room feels colder, even with the wax melting beside me. I want to believe it's just a phase, that work will slow down, things will fall back into place, but I can't ignore the quiet anymore. It's creeping into places I thought were unshakable, into laughter, into love. I sit for a while, thinking maybe he'll come out, sit beside me, say anything. The candle flickers smaller, then smaller. I lean forward and blow it out. The room goes dark, quiet, still, empty. Have you ever felt someone slowly slipping away from you without a word? What did you do? Pull closer, or let the quiet grow? Tell me in the comments. Sometimes soft goodbyes don't sound like words. They start with silence. The coffee shop glows with warm gold light. Rain tap tap tapping against the window. I squeeze into the booth beside Sarah, her energy wrapping around me like a soft sweater. Monica and Ella slide in on the other side, cheeks red from laughing in the cold. Steaming lattes fill the air with vanilla and cinnamon. Sarah nudges me. "You made it. That's a start." I smile, but it's thin. Monica grins at me, hair pulled back with a wobbly blue headband. "Emma, what trouble did he cause this time?" she teases, winking. I laugh. A real one for the first time in days. Nothing terrible. He just forgot. Our first date. The little things. Ella rimuiv su cafe. Can I tell you something? Jack and I forgot our own anniversary. Twice. Sometimes I think life gets so noisy. We miss what's right in front of us. Sarah nods, cradling her drink. Ryan once showed up to our special dinner in a soccer jersey. I almost threw salad at him. Monica bursts out laughing. Some days, I wonder if keeping score even helps. Monica says, it only made me feel lonelier. Once, I got mad when Adam forgot my birthday. But when I told him how much those little things mattered, he started a new ritual. Every Friday, he leaves me a note. Not perfect, but it reminds me he's trying. Ella leans in. Long love is messy, Em. Sometimes you just have to tell them the truth before they know it's missing. The words settle in me, gentle and true. Does disappointment ever get smaller? I ask quietly. Sarah reaches for my hand. Sometimes, if you talk about it. But it can't shrink in the dark. It needs a little light. Something softens inside of me. I realize I'm not alone. Not in forgetting, not in wishing, and not in hoping things can change if I'm brave enough to speak. We chat about everything and nothing. Work drama, Halloween costumes, new movies streaming. Laughter pushes out my heaviness for a while. As the sky darkens, Sarah hugs me hard. Go home. Tell him what you've been carrying around. You deserve to be heard. Walking to my car through the drizzle, I almost type a text to Jake. Delete. Type. Delete. No more hints. Tonight, he'll hear from me, face to face. At home, Jake is at the kitchen table, flipping through his planner, eyes narrowed in thought. He glances up as I drop my bag. Hey, he says, slow and uncertain. You good? I sit across from him, heart thumping. I need to tell you something, and I need you to really listen, Jake. He closes the planner, leans in, concern flickering for the first time. I was really sad the other night. When you forgot our first date, it hurt more than I expected. Sometimes I feel like I'm the only one keeping those little memories, like I'm guarding them by myself. Jake's mouth opens, but I hold up a hand. Please, let me finish. He nods, face serious now. I don't need you to remember every detail, Jake. I just want to know our story matters to you. I want to feel like we're looking back and forward, together, not separately. Lately, it feels like I'm losing you in the noise. Jake's shoulders drop. Silence stretches. He looks me in the eyes for the first time in what feels like weeks. I'm so sorry. I guess I haven't realized how distant I've been. Work has my brain trapped in calendars and meetings, but I never meant to make you feel alone. I breathe, letting the words sink in. I know it doesn't always come easy for you, but I need you to meet me in the middle. I don't want us to become just roommates who share a house, but nothing else. Jake reaches across, takes my hand. I want that too, Em. I thought you were just quiet these days. I should have asked. His thumb sweeps over my knuckles, a small gesture, but it means everything, a promise to try. We sit together, the kitchen filled with gentle light from the stove. The noise of the world outside is softer, somehow. For the first time, Jake looks through his planner and closes it, focus shifting to me. A thoughtful look settles on his face, as if he's turning something over, realizing just how much he's missed. If you were in my place, would you wait for your partner to notice? Or would you speak up about how you feel? How do you bridge the gap when the person you love doesn't see what you're carrying? Tell your story in the comments. Sometimes saying it out loud is the first step toward being heard. Jake squeezes my hand, his gaze steady. Maybe, just maybe, This is the moment we start to find our way back. The air is calm and bright as Saturday rolls in, sun breaking through gray clouds for the first time in days. I stand by the window, watching leaves swirl outside, when Jake leans in from the hallway, holding a jacket. "Hey, got a little time tonight?" he asks, his voice casual. "Thought we could go out for dinner. Nothing fancy, promise." I almost say no. We haven't gone anywhere, just the two of us, in months. But then he nudges, "Just us. Come on, Em, let's shake things up." He's oddly nervous, shoes tapping as I gather my purse. The car ride is quiet, except for Jake humming softly and stealing glances at me. We park downtown, where city lights blink against a blue evening sky. Jake grins and guides me along the sidewalk until I recognize the awning. Tony's Diner. It hasn't changed. The same neon sign sputters above the door. The same little windows, fog and steam, promising chocolate milkshakes and burgers inside. My heart skips. "Wait, this place?" I whisper, half in disbelief. He opens the door with a flourish. "After you." We step in. The diner glows with soft yellow bulbs and the smell of French fries and vanilla. The jukebox in the corner hums a tune I've always loved, quiet but steady. Our old booth sits open by the window, a tiny candle glowing in a mason jar at the center, and my breath catches a single yellow daisy in a glass. Jake holds my hand, still awkward, as we slide into the booth. "Ordered ahead," he says, smiling crookedly. The waitress, the same one from years back, winks at me as she pours 2 milkshakes. One is pale green. Jake lifts his glass in a quick toast to chocolate sprinkles and green milkshakes, and second chances. I stare at him, wordless. "You remembered." He's blushing now. "I didn't at first," he admits, fidgeting while I take in the details. The little paper menus, our old initials scratched into the tabletop, the cheap, happy vase. But I looked through that old journal you keep by your side of the bed, and I found photos. You in that yellow dress, with the flower behind your ear. Then it all came back. I wanted to get it right, Em. "Jake, My voice cracks, too full for words. He reaches into his jacket and sets a tiny box in front of me. Inside is a glass locket, delicate, and inside it, the old pressed yellow daisy from our first night here, now bright in a swirl of wax paper. My hands shake as I fasten the chain at my neck. "You kept it?" He nods. "You kept us. I'm just catching back up." Tears brim in my eyes. I feel seen, finally. Not just for the big things, but for all the small extras I'd tucked away. The kind of memories I thought only mattered to me. We talk for hours over burgers and fries, sharing old stories, each detail Jake's gotten right, smoothing a scratch in my heart. He laughs about my milkshake mustache, and for a moment, it's as if nothing and everything has changed at once. The jukebox plays the song we danced to that first night. Jake stands, holds out his hand. "Come on, Emma, for old time's sake." His palm is warm. Sure, we sway in the empty aisle, the cook clapping in the back, the waitress wiping down counters, humming along. My head fits under Jake's chin, just like it always has. We don't speak, don't need to. Outside, neon lights sweep rainbows across the linoleum. As the diner locks up for the night, Jake walks me back to the car, his arm around my shoulders, whispering, "Let's not forget this one, okay?" At that moment, I realized what the new glass locket meant. Love isn't a perfect memory. It's the willingness to remember, to show up, and to start again, even if you forget, even if you fall behind. Have you ever had someone surprise you by making up for a forgotten moment? Did it change how you saw your relationship? Share your own story in the comments. Sometimes the best memories are the ones we make after we realize what matters most. As our laughter spills out into the neon-lit night, I know I'll never let this new memory go. The car ride home is quiet, but this time it's the good kind, the kind that feels full, not empty. Jake's hand rests on the gear shift, his pinky brushing mine from time to time. We don't rush. It's like neither of us wants the night to end. He pulls into the driveway, parks, but leaves the engine running. Streetlights glow through the windshield. Jake takes a breath. Can we sit here for a bit? I nod, turning to face him. He looks down, then back at me. Tonight was real and long overdue. I need to say something. He fidgets with the corner of his sleeve. I haven't been present, Em. I got so lost in deadlines, meetings, emails. I convinced myself I was doing it for us, for the life we've built. He stops there and shakes his head. But what's the point of any of that if I don't know what made you smile this week? Or what's weighing on you? My throat tightens. I watch him closely. Jake keeps going, slower now. When you brought up our first date, and I couldn't remember, I saw the look on your face. It scared me, because I realized I didn't just forget a memory. I forgot how to show up for you. Jake, I whisper, but he raises his hand gently. Let me finish. I didn't mean to make you feel alone, but I did. And I'm sorry for every night I buried myself in work instead of reaching across the couch. I'm sorry for how long it took me to see what you were holding by yourself. His voice cracks on the last few words. I reach for his hand, squeezing gently. I respond quietly, but there's weight behind it. I wasn't mad that you forgot the date. I was heartbroken that I was the only one holding on to something that meant so much. Jake closes his eyes for a second. I get that now. I really do. I breathe in slowly. Sometimes I wondered if we were just becoming comfortable strangers, living side by side, sharing space, but not our hearts. He flinches slightly, but doesn't turn away. I think I let that happen. I missed us, I say, the words finally free. I missed the way we used to talk without watching the clock, the way you'd surprise me with gas station flowers just because. Jake rubs the back of his neck, like he's replaying it all too. I kept asking myself if we were okay, I say. But lately, I couldn't feel the answer. He lifts my hand to his lips and kisses it. We are now, or we can be, if we both fight for it. I nod slowly. I don't need every day to be magical. I just need to matter in the middle of the chaos. I need to know that even when life gets loud, you'll still choose us. Jake meets my eyes, voice low but certain. I will, starting tonight. Thank you for not giving up on me. For a while, we just sit in silence, not afraid of it, not weighed down by it, just together. He finally shuts off the car, gets out, and races over to my side to open the door. This was our first dance spot too, remember? He teases. I laugh. It was the gas station parking lot. Doesn't really count. Hey, he winks. Love knows no zip code. We hold hands as we walk toward the house, slow and easy, like we're learning each other again. Just before we reach the front step, Jake stops and wraps his arm around my shoulders. Em, he says, this is our new start, and I won't forget this one. I rest my head gently against him, and for the first time in a long while, I believe him, because love isn't about never failing. It's about choosing each other, over and over, even after we've fallen. Behind, a new kind of morning light spills into the house. I wake to the gentle clink of coffee mugs on the counter, Jake humming some silly tune as he pours my favorite blend. He sets a mug beside me, grinning, Hazelnut for the world's best roommate. I roll my eyes, but my heart gets lighter. Roommate? I thought I married a jazz legend. He laughs, adding a dramatic trumpet sound. It's the same inside joke we've had for years. But lately, it feels like a promise, like we're still learning how to belong to each other. We make a habit of one small kindness each day. Sometimes it's sharing bagels on the porch before work, sometimes exchanging quick notes. His stuffed in my lunch, mine taped to his laptop. Thanks for coming home. Or, don't forget, second chances come with extra cream cheese. On Tuesdays, we walk after dinner, just the two of us. Some nights the air is fresh and the sky wild with stars. Other nights, it's just us in rain boots, kicking puddles and sharing stories we've already told 100 times. Jake points out streetlights and teases me for calling every dog in the neighborhood Buddy. I squeeze his hand, feeling the warmth I thought I'd lost forever. I use a rainy Saturday to start something new. A photo album labeled Second Chances and New Memories. The cover's blank, but that's exactly what I want. I print Polaroids. Jake holding a spatula like a microphone. Me hiding behind a mountain of laundry. Our feet tangled under a picnic table at the park. On the first page, I write, for every time we found our way back. Grace visits with brownies and pauses in the kitchen. Eyebrows raised. Okay, spill. What's different? You two have that goofy, just dated look again. I shrug, cheeks pink. We started actually seeing each other. Turned out that's what mattered. Even my mother-in-law notices the shift. Over Sunday lunch, she grins at Jake. You're making her laugh again. That laugh is how I knew she loved you. You know. Jake blushes, tossing me a playful wink across the table. Each day, we find new reasons to reach for each other. We laugh more, forgive faster. When something hard comes up, we try to talk about it, sometimes clumsily, sometimes in half sentences. There are times I get anxious, worried the old quiet will sneak back in. But every time I voice it, Jake reassures me. If we lose our spark again, we'll just go out and look for it together. On Friday, Jake comes home with a surprise. A package of those instant Polaroid films. Say cheese, he says, aiming the camera. I stick out my tongue, make the silliest face I can. The click and whir of the camera is followed by my laughter, bubbling up louder than I've heard in months. He pins the photo to the fridge, right on top of a little note. This is just the beginning. Looking around our kitchen, I see what healing looks like when you let hope in. It's not grand gestures or perfect words, but choosing each other again and again in every small, ordinary moment. It's being willing to start over, one goofy Polaroid at a time. Have you ever felt your relationship fade, then come to life again with small acts of love? What brought you back? Routine, kindness, or something unexpected? Drop your story in the comments. Sometimes, the most beautiful chapters begin when we finally decide to write them together. The camera flashes again. I'm still laughing as I lean into Jake, ready to fill the next blank page in our album. The wind carries a breeze that feels just like it did a year ago. Only this time, my heart doesn't feel heavy. It feels bright, open, hopeful. Jake holds the car door for me, smiling like he's got a secret. No hints tonight, he says. You gave me my shot at recreating something. Now it's my turn to make something new. I laugh, pulling my jacket shut. Are you sure about this? Big shoes to fill. He plays mock offense. Excuse me, I planned this entire thing without asking Google once. That's romance. It's our anniversary, again. But it's not like last year. Last year, I was sad, quiet, missing the version of us that knew how to celebrate the little things. This year, We've been building something new together. Jake drives with the window cracked and soft music playing. We pull up to a tiny dessert shop I've never seen before. Inside, the air smells like lavender and warm vanilla. There's cozy lighting, handwritten menus, and a corner table set for two. They only serve desserts, he says proudly. No distractions, just sweet stuff. We laugh over warm berry cobbler and a shared tower of mini cupcakes. I take a photo of Jake smearing frosting on his nose. "You're 6. Only for you," he says. As we leave, Jake grabs my hand and points down the street. One more stop. We round the corner, and there it is. A city block transformed into a light festival. Strings of twinkling stars zigzag above us. Lanterns float between buildings, glowing gold and deep blue. We walk slowly, lights dancing along the sidewalk. Neither of us has our phones out. We're just present. I lean my head on his shoulder. "I'm glad we're here." He squeezes my hand. "Me too." That night, as we curl on the couch back home, I flip to a fresh page in our photo album. Second Chances and New Memories is almost halfway full now. I slide the printed Polaroid of us under the new dessert shop sign into the pocket. Jake rubs the back of his neck. "Hey, Em." "Yeah, babe. Thanks for sticking around when it got hard. Not everyone would." I press my hand over the page. I didn't want the past back. I wanted to believe we could still build something better. He pulls me close. "I did too. I just didn't know how to say it. Our story isn't shiny or smooth. It's cracked and glued together, shaped by quiet nights, honest talks, and one very frosted green milkshake. But it's ours, and I wouldn't rewrite a single page. Love changes. That's okay. It stretches, it stumbles, sometimes it forgets, but if you fight for it, it comes back brighter than before. Have you ever had someone do something so simple, so unexpected, that it made you believe again? A card, a walk, a surprise note. Tell us in the comments. Your story might help someone else remember why they started. As I tuck the photo into the album, I smile, because now, when someone asks about our anniversary story, I get to say, "Which one?" If this story reminded you that love can be forgotten, but also rediscovered, then you know how much a second chance can matter. Have you ever experienced a small gesture that changed everything in your relationship? Share your story in the comments. You never know who might need to hear it today. And if you believe in honest love, quiet effort, and the magic of starting again, don't forget to like, share, and follow for more real stories that speak to the heart. Because sometimes all it takes is one moment to bring the love back home.